Chapter 41. Su Fengnian put his hand on the scabbard of the winter-embroidered saber and smiled bitterly. What else can I do? I'll go to the pavilion to find a quick manual of inner strength and leave it to fate. If it doesn't work, I'll just memorize all the martial arts from various sections. In the future, I'll be able to take advantage of the enemy. My foundation should be quite ordinary. It's unlikely that I'll be able to defeat 10 people with brute force like the old grandpa. If I don't use some underhanded tricks, when will I be able to go to the martial emperor city? By the way, did Wang Xianji really break the wooden bull of the older generation's sword god Li Chungang with 2 fingers? The old man nodded, feeling a little sad. For the most outstanding martial artists in the world, the old monster Wang Xianji was always a mountain that they had to face. Even if they could not defeat him, as long as they could fight to a draw, they could be ranked among the top 10 masters. It was enough to show the strength of the century-old man. Su Fengnian got up slowly. He still had to get up early tomorrow. Tonight, the future imperial concubine's mansion must be in chaos. The next day, a distinguished guest came to Bailiang Palace. It was a teacher from Shangyin Academy. It was said that his position was second only to the Grand Chancellor, and he was one of the 3 chancellors. The 3 of them were generally respected as Mr. Jishang. What they taught was not ordinary scriptures and classics, but the great way of the sage. The scholars of Shangyin Academy came from all over the world, regardless of region, identity, wealth. As long as they passed the triennial examination of the academy, they could enter the academy and become a scholar of Shangyin. These scholars were also known as the Jixia scholars. Today, the Grand Chancellor of the academy, Qi Yanglong, was the imperial preceptor. His position was extraordinary and he was elusive. The visiting chancellor was only known by the surname Wang. He taught the art of traversing and Wang Ba Lu in Shangyin Academy. He had won 2 famous debates in the world. He won the debate on name but lost the debate on heaven and man. Since then, he rarely showed up. For the past 10 years, he had only accepted the second daughter of the butcher Su Xiao, Su Weisheng, as his student. He even said that she would be his disciple in closed-door training, and that he could pass on his legacy to her, and that this lifetime was enough. From the few letters that Su Fengnian exchanged with his second sister, Su Weisheng, he vaguely learned that this Mr. Jishang was a chess fanatic who loved to watch chess and talk a lot. As for the depth of his knowledge, Su Fengnian did not doubt it. Since he could become second sister's master, he could not be too bad. There was a game of chess under the White Crane building. His adopted son, Yuan Zuozong, stood in the distance. Only Su Xiao, the great pillar state, and Mr. Jishang, who came from afar, were chatting happily. Su Fengnian climbed to the top of the mountain and only saw Mr. Wang's side profile. Mr. Wang was thin, wearing a plain green gown, a pair of hemp shoes, and a mutton-fat jade pendant around his waist. He was facing off against Su Xiao on the chessboard with a confident demeanor. His demeanor was elegant, and his imposing manner was otherworldly. His Royal Highness thought that the Chancellor of the Shangyin Academy was indeed very confident. No matter how powerful an ordinary expert was, they would not even dare to breathe loudly in front of Su Xiao. How could he be as calm and elegant as this person? An otherworldly expert was nothing more than this. Su Fengnian gathered his thoughts and approached respectfully. De Zhuguo and Mr. Jishang were focused on the game. The battle on the chessboard was intense and neither of them raised their heads. Su Fengnian, who was still in awe, took a closer look and almost spat out a mouthful of blood. A great national master who was familiar with the 19 paths was perhaps immersed in the great ocean, profound, looking down from a high position. Perhaps delicate and skillful, deep and precise, each step filled with murderous intent. But the 2 in front of him? Su Xiao was a terrible chess player. Su Fengnian naturally knew this. When he first saw the 2 of them playing chess, he thought that Mr. Wang was using his elegance to deal with Su Xiao's vulgarity. He did not think that. Damn it, why did this game look like a mess? It was like 2 children rolling around in the mud fighting. It had nothing to do with the level of a national master. Looking at the situation, Mr. Jishang's chess skills were on par with Su Xiao's. No wonder they were so locked in battle. What Su Fengnian could not accept the most was that Mr. Wang thought that he had made a strong move. Every time he made a comment that he agreed with, something like, "Don't make useless moves, don't make mistakes. If you want to play the big game, be a big dragon and kill a big dragon." Or, when faced with difficulties, the small tip will take root and win over the support. Heh, But I don't want a point. This support is so wonderful that it can help one ascend to immortality. Su Fengnian's eyes widened. No matter how hard he tried, he could not see the beauty of the game. He could only see the continuous blurry moves. It was a terrible sight. Mr. Ji Shang stared at the 50-50 situation and said proudly, "The 3 schools of chess have a total of 18 national masters. Only Zhao Ding, An and Chen Xia cannot defeat them. The rest can compete." Su Fengnian's face could not help but twitch. Su Xiao was expressionless. He was not willing to make a move. Mr. Ji Shang finally took the time to look up and said with an amiable expression, "His Royal Highness, do you think we should abandon the Pillar of State's light piece?" Su Fengnian slowed his breathing and said with a smile, "It's hard to say. Mr. Ji Shang's layout is meticulous. I think the white piece will most likely lose." Unexpectedly, in a fit of anger, Su Xiao was forced to make a good move. Mr. Ji Shang finally felt the danger. However, instead of calmly dealing with it, he immediately reached out to pick up Su Xiao's piece and said with a thick-skinned smile, "Pillar of State, allow me to regret this move." Su Xiao seemed to be used to it. He pursed his lips, indicating for the Chancellor to do it himself. Su Fengnian was a little dumbfounded. In the end, Mr. Ji Shang managed to win the game after regretting his moves more than 10 times. After watching this, Su Fengnian no longer had any respect or longing for the Yin Academy. Mr. Wang patted his butt and stood up. He said with a refreshed expression, "I have played countless games of chess in my life. Until now I have never lost." Su Fengnian smiled and said, "Mr. Ji Shang is the best national master." After the game, the national master bid farewell and went down the mountain. When he was not playing chess, his aura was indeed flawless. He had the air of an immortal. Su Fengnian was stunned. He muttered, "What do you mean by never losing?" Su Xiao laughed and scolded, "It's true that he has never lost. It's only because he only plays chess with those who are weaker than him. If he is not confident, he will tactfully watch from the sidelines." Su Fengnian said dejectedly, "Second sister is learning the art of classics from this Mr. Ji Shang?" Su Xiao stood up and looked at the foot of the mountain. He smiled and said, "To be able to stand in an undefeated position, isn't he a national master?"